Des, it's kind of weird. It's back to be just the two of us now.
For a short time, yeah.
Not permanently. Gorilla Golf is defending his championship.
2-time champion, looking to make it 3.
And then,
bring him hell, Gorilla.
Yeah, bring it home, Bubba. We'll hold down the fort whilst you're gone. So, I don't know what to say about, what's the golfing euphemism? Knock it home? Hole in one, birdies, eagles. There's all the sports metaphors I know.
Albatross.
Yeah. Is that a thing?
No, that's actually a thing.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's not often because I guess your average par is 3. So sometimes a hole in one is like an eagle technically, but yeah, an albatross is like one ahead of an eagle. But that's actually a thing.
Okay, did not know that. So,
I mean, at least, this is the last time I was in golf. It was. Gigi can probably correct me when he comes back on.
He's gonna come back on and be like, "You made that up."
Yeah, no, it's like that's not true at all. It's like, well, it's what I heard, but yeah, it's been all right. It's been all right. Things going. I mean, that's about it.
Yeah. How is the light level grind going for you?
For me, not too shabby. I mean, considering 100 can now max out at 566.
Nice.
So, my Titan's at 559, and my poor Warlock.
Mm-hmm.
I've barely played her. Still. But I've got to say, I'm just now getting to the point where I'm kind of starting to dodge certain milestones. Like, primarily strikes.
Yeah.
Because, good God.
Time versus reward type of situation.
Sort of, yeah. I mean, that and going through strikes and... Like, I like what they did with the milestones. The fact that, use, a matching subclass element to another person. It's like, cool. And then annoying blueberries don't want to use an appropriate subclass matching to the burn. It's like,
I was going to say, then blueberries come and fuck up your day, huh?
God. It's like, it's Arc Singe. Let's roll. You guys are running Solar and Void.
Yeah.
I'm leaving.
How does that make sense? Please explain to me.
It's like, I'm leaving. I'm done.
With my Titan, I can hit 661. Not bad for a non-raid runner. I don't, as we all know, I don't run raids anymore. My Warlock is getting there. It's getting there. And my Hunter, I haven't even finished Warmind yet. So there's that. I got the Malfeasance quest this week. It was one of the most. I was just playing with a couple guys from Foes. We got a little team together. We played a round. We played a match. Pretty much stomped the opposing team. And then we played. I was like, "Come on, let's just go for a little bit. Let's just grind." And they were like, "All right, cool, let's grind." That next round, we played in the Dreaming City map, which I think is my favorite map in Gambit at the moment in time. I just like the way it flows. We had Envious. He was playing with us. He played one of the guys that played with us, with you and I.
Yeah.
And he was like, "I'm invading." I'm like, "Go ahead and invade." And then he invaded, and the next thing I know, I look outside and I go, "Oh shit, it spawned!" And it stands out. It just stands out. It's huge.
Yeah.
And I was, obviously, I got super hype.
Oh, obviously.
There's a surprise on that one, right? And he's like, "I'm coming back." Came back, and it was just Burn City. That dude just burned down. And then, I screamed, of course, which is, obviously, it's what we do. I actually recorded it. I might I'll post it and send you the clip. That way you can get a good giggle. Because, here's a surprise. I get kind of crazy.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Surprised, right? Aren't you? It was interesting. Let's put it that way. I had a great time. Everything was fun. The clan is super great. I mean, shouts to those guys. I just want, I'm going to send it out and put it out and, have everybody laugh at me because I think I said, punch that taken asshole, let's burn this fucker down or something like that. I said, I say weird things when we play. It's just, it's part of my thing, I guess would be the best way to put it. But yeah, man, I'm stuck on that corrupted strike.
Oh yeah.
Because that was just like, oh yeah, you got it. What's your light level? That's pretty much what it does.
Oh yeah, it's basically. I mean, it so reminds me of Thorn.
Mm-hmm.
Like from what I hear, because that strike is what, like 580.
580.
Yeah, it's like, it's just like the summoning pits.
It'll throw a break. It'll throw a break in your momentum. Let me tell you. That hype train was going, and all of a sudden I was like, "Is that a person tied to the tracks?" Yeah, we should probably stop.
Oh god, yeah.
Yeah, man, everything's good.
Speaking of things able to get, I ran some EP with Gorilla and the wife.
Nice.
And ended up getting the shotgun last week. But, yeah. Gotta say, PvE, this thing is beast. Like, it is ridiculous. Because Trench Barrel its perk reminds me of I forget what it was called, but it was an old shotgun perk where melee damage does boost your damage by so much. That's basically what this thing does. So you pop a melee on something and it just freaking melts. It is ridiculous, but I can't say I like it in PvP. Its range is a little
touchy.
Yeah, it's really, because it doesn't have the golden standard of shotguns. What is it? Full choke, aka shot package. But so the range just feels very wonky at times. So where certain ranges, I feel like I should get the kill because I've gotten the kill before. It's like, oh nope, he has a sliver, I'm dead. All right. It's like fantastic. But I did get a parcel of Stardust to drop at some point in time with full choke, full auto, and rampage.
I remember when we were playing earlier this week, you were talking about that. You were like, I love this. I kept hearing you say, I love this shotgun.
Yeah,
I love this shotgun.
Yeah, this thing. My god. This thing is nice. The only way it could have been better is if it would have gotten Assault Mag to up its RPM a little bit, but that's it. It has TAC Mag. I'm okay with that. Yeah, either Assault Mag or like Accurized rounds to give it a little more range boost. But yeah, like, oh my god. But yeah.
Very cool. Also, for the first time this week, I soloed the Ascendant Challenge.
Oh, nice.
But this one is, I mean, I will say this has been the easiest one I've seen.
Yeah, it's about like I'm actually surprised that, I guess like anybody else, I'm surprised it was a new Ascendant Challenge. It's not the week one Ascendant Challenge over again, which was just shoot the crystals.
Yeah.
Which could be easy to do when you're low light, but still kind of harrowing considering everything can one shot you. But yeah, I think it took me a second try to be able to do it.
I didn't say I one shotted it.
Oh no, it's because there's some interesting platforming in that thing.
It's still jumping. Remember, that's I fell and then the first time it was I jumped on the rocks that roll, the rotating rocks, and I'm like, what the fuck? why am I falling? And then I was like, this rock is moving. And then I was like, you know what? Put on the Lion Rampants and just did the House of Pain and jumped around. But it was actually when I got it the second time, I fell and was like, shit. You know, got kind of frustrated, and then I landed on a platform with like a sliver of health, and I was like, I'm alive! And I looked around, and I saw the final platform, and I was like, well, when life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. So that's what I did, and I mean, it's, you know, it was good. I do like how they are. When you go back in, it's like we lived this life over again. We've done this before, and then the Corsair is like, what are we doing? What, we have to do this exactly the same. What if we don't? We all die. I'm like, oh man, they know.
Yeah, Toland's words also is very, because if you listen to Toland in this Ascended Challenge, it's very interesting as well. Because he makes mention that this curse is basically tailor-made for Guardians.
That's not what he said for me.
Oh, that's actually what he told me.
That's not what he said to me.
Wow.
He said to me, I'd rather rule in hell than serve in heaven.
Yeah, but he made mention that, because he said that, you know, old curses included, like, plagues and, like, all kinds of crap, but it's like, this curse, this is something special for Guardians, and it's like, huh.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, Destiny, thanks for turning the knob all the way to 100 and being like, oh, you're not going to play? You're going to play Paladins? No, you're not.
No, you're not. Oh, let's think about your other hobby game. I still haven't even played Captain Dredge. God.
It's like, oh, you silly bitch, you're not playing.
No.
Oh, and Festival of Lost is coming? Yeah, you're not coming back.
Oh, God. Yeah, Festival of Lost is coming back. I cannot wait. A murder mystery? Like, oh my God. I was like, yes, please.
So you want to cover the TWAB?
We can do that. Because there is nice, juicy information on this TWAB. First and foremost, for those that don't have malfeasance, they give us a clearer indication of when to track that sucker down and play Gambit a whole bunch. And that is basically tied to what they're calling full curse week. During week 3 of the curse cycle, also known as full curse week, the Ascended Primeval Servitor will have almost the same chance to spawn as any other Primeval. Oh no, that's the changes.
Yeah, that's the changes.
Yes, because once it, I forgot that they mentioned that super early, because in a patch planned for October the 30th, they are going to be upping the Primeval Servitor to at least nearly the same spawn chance as any other Primeval.
And that's during full curse week.
Yes, they're also increasing the chance for the boss to spawn during the lesser curse weeks, but it will still be lower than full curse week. And they're tweaking how ship and sparrow rewards will drop from the boss. Mm-hmm. And the vanity items will no longer be guaranteed drops for subsequent kills, and instead will become random chance, which is interesting. And I guess this is also tied into the 30th. They're definitely hitting Sleeper with an ammo reduction in Gambit. Ammo crates will grant 2 shots instead of 4 for a Sleeper, and 12 sword ammo instead of 6 for swords. So I feel like that's a good change.
Yeah.
I mean, it will definitely get rid of, like, kind of the snowballing for Sleeper ammo. I mean, if you have armor perks, they give you a heavy ammo finder anyway. Unless it's, like, all like ammo drops and like Gambit give you just 2 shots. But yeah, I mean it's a thing.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't. It's the way I look at it is if you were one of the people who complain about people using the sleeper in Gambit, and you don't have the sleeper, just go get the sleeper. Just use it on I like the win in Gambit. Like, I don't care about PvP. I don't give a shit about Crucible, about losing in Crucible. If we lose, I'm like, whatever. If I lose in Gambit, I'm a little upset. Unless I'm solo queuing, and then it's to be expected. Like, if we had when we had the full 4 stack and we lost, I was like, man, this sucks. And I was like, you know what? I am probably going to be one of those Gambit players that get really into it. Because it's the best of PvE, and then a little bit of PvP. Like, I don't need to invade. There's people who love to invade, and if you love to invade and you're on my team, feel free to invade. But it's just, it's what I needed. It's the horde mode that I needed is the way I think of it, and I love it. I mean, I'm hooked on Gambit now. So I mean, yeah. If you're gonna complain, to quote you back in the day, quit your bitching. If you wanna. I'm
curious, though, as to the amount of people that have been in the community long term. Like, how many of these people that are complaining about the strength of Sleeper Simulant were those people running around with Thorn and D1?
Oh, 100%.
100. Oh my god, this gun is broken. I guess I'm just going to use it.
Yep. Also the same people who want the last word to come back.
I know, right? Yeah. And complain about that, too.
And will complain, yes.
So, I mean, it's like... to quote Bones, use whatever, don't apologize. Which, as he's clarified in Crucible Radio before, that means I'm going to use the meta and I'm not sorry about it. Well, I'm going to use the meta and I'm not going to be sorry about it. So if you play against me and you get smacked by a sleeper shot, I'm not apologizing. It's strong. I use it. People kept complaining about the colony in PvP. Guess what? I used it. Is it dumb? Yeah, it's pretty dumb. I used it. It's like the truth of D2.
Yeah.
But yeah. So apparently some other things. They will be making changes to Gambit bounties, how frequently you earn rewards, and other changes to the mode that will give teams in the lead a greater advantage. As if they need that. We'll be back in future weeks to shed more light on the future of Gambit as it continues to evolve. The Gambit team. Very interesting that they have a Gambit team as well now.
I mean, it's starting to become a thing, you know what I mean? I was hoping that they had a team, and when I saw that they do, I'm like, oh, cool, more maps. Thank you very much. Please give me one on the on the Leviathan. That'd be dope.
It's very interesting, though. I can't remember if I was playing with you or not, but I actually made the realization that we actually, like, the starting scene of every Gambit match and, like, all the in-betweens where you're facing... looking at the enemy. Mm-hmm. For some reason, it never clicked until about a week ago, roughly. You're actually on the Drifter ship when that happens. So you transmat to the Drifter ship, intro plays, and then you transmat down to the arena.
Oh, yeah, that was with me. You mentioned it. You're like, we're on a ship. We're on a ship.
Yeah,
I'm like,
this is his ship. It's like, okay. It's like, for some reason, I never connected that. Let's see. Update calendar for moving along on the 12. See, last year they used roadmaps to telegraph how Destiny 2 was going to evolve. In the months to come, our plans for the seasons and the annual pass are the items worth illustrating. That doesn't mean that you won't receive updates that address the issues you've been talking to us about. Here are some downloads that we hope are worth putting on your calendar, as well as a quick preview of what to expect from each of them. So, update 2.0.4, which is tentatively scheduled for October the 16th.
Which is also the Festival of
Lost drop.
Mm-hmm.
So, they are adding the ability to hover over lost sectors to see their name once a player has looted them. It's very nice. Especially considering, Petra has a bounty that asks you to specifically do a lost sector.
Mm-hmm.
It's this one, right?
Also, hunting down spiders, escapees, because some of them are actually in.
Yeah, some of them are actually in lost sectors.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was thinking of the big bounty, and it's like, well, that's an adventure, and you could tell from the map, from the banner. But yeah, I get you. The other ones, yeah, which I don't do those. I don't do the small ones. I just kill the guys.
I want the Lord of Wolves. I do all of them.
That's fair. I cannot. So that's one thing. I cannot be like completely mad at my RNG because I think it was last week's big bounty that I got Lord of Wolves to drop on.
Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah, I need to do that one then too.
Let's see. Oh yeah, players will be able to track up to 3 pursuits instead of 1. Very nice. And they're adding Through the Fire and Flood, Zenobia D, and Crooked Fang to the World Legendary Pool. Edge Transit will have some company.
Well, I mean, that's cool.
Yeah, I'm wondering if that's the bug. If basically the game just considers Edge Transit as the only, world drop power.
I mean, that would make sense, right?
It does to me, but...
Yeah.
I'm not behind the curtain, so, let's see. Oh, yeah, and this is also when they're going to be increasing scout rifle damage in PvE against non-player enemies, and against non-player enemies in Gambit. We'll be fixing a bug where Prime engrams go straight to the Postmaster at the end of Crucible matches.
Have you experienced that?
Oh, yes, every time. I never get a Prime engram to drop or to pop up in the feed after. Never have I. It always goes to my Postmaster.
Wow, okay.
If it's from Crucible. But I didn't think anything of it until they mentioned it. It's like, oh yeah, that is kind of annoying. I mean, it doesn't really bug me because you have to go to the tower anyway to decrypt a Prime engram. So, not having it on my character, yeah, whatever.
Mm.
But, yeah. Oh, yeah, and they're adding transmat effects to collections under the flare category. Tracking for acquired transmat effects began with the launch of Forsaken on September the 4th. Transmat effects gained, inventory or Postmaster, used or dismantled after that date will be unlocked in collections. Transmat effects are unlocked when added to your player inventory, not when you gain ships that have them pre-socketed. That's an important thing. But very cool that we're going to be able to also pull transmat effects.
Yeah, that's a nice little change.
Sucks that some of my favorite transmat effects aren't going to be in collections because I haven't had them drop in Forsaken. They have identified a very rare issue where the Gambit Evasion Portal will not reactivate once used, and they're currently developing a fix. And they're developing a fix for an issue where 1,000 voices may cause loud screeching audio when fired while strafing or jumping. Yay.
Apparently it is quite off-putting.
I mean, I can imagine.
But then again, also, somebody was like, I thought it was like what was it? The scout rifle from from Taken King. The one that whispered in your ear when you...
Oh, yeah. Touch mouse.
Yeah, the dude was like, I asked somebody who had him, like, is it off-putting? He's like, yeah, it's off-putting, but I thought it was like the touch of mouse. And I'm like, well, that makes sense. But, this will change.
And then, practically immediately after that, Destiny Update 2.0.5, which is tentatively scheduled for October the 30th. Please note that the changes listed below are currently in development. These could change, be impacted by delays, or cut if issues are found. Stay tuned for updates. Because, the 16th update is, I guess, pretty well set in stone on made it into that update. But because people want to complain about crap, they are rebalancing the functionality of distribution/dynamo perks, requiring players to be near opponents for super energy benefits. Which is cool and all. That's fine. That's okay. But seriously. Yes, we realize some supers are a little busted. Shards of Galanor.
I'm about to say, Blade Barrage looking at you.
Yeah, Shards of Galanor can be busted. From what I hear, Ursa Furiosa is about the same. Level of busted, because apparently you can block like a magazine from an auto rifle and have full super back again.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, okay. It's like, yeah, sure, but I mean, come on.
But it's anyway. The Phoenix Protocol, though, in the same respect, because I mean, I drop it in when the Primeval spawns. All I do is shoot ads, and then I have another one, and then I have another one, and it's just the damage output that a pure backup. I don't want to say backup. A pure buffing character can have now is amazing.
But it is interesting though that people, like most of the complainers before, were, oh my god, mods don't drop fast enough. Mm-hmm. Oh my god. Oh, this stack of mods and perks are ruining this game. Shut up. Anyway. Let's see. They are also slightly increasing sword damage in PvE to address player feedback. We'll be increasing fusion rifle damage in PvE. Thanks. If you can give it a slight bump in PvP, that would be nice too.
Yeah, that would be great.
And they're increasing the viability of malfeasance in PvE and Gambit activities. I guess damage buff.
I guess.
Because they don't say damage buff. They're just saying increasing viability. I don't know. And they're adjusting the visibility of the Titan's banner shield, making it easier for players to see through the effects.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's a nice one. It can be a little disorienting trying to shoot through a nearly opaque shield.
I mean, here's a surprise. I play that a lot. That's my favorite new subclass. I mean, obviously. And I would always wonder, like, why isn't people shooting through my shield? And then I played it with one in a strike I played with somebody running it too, and I was like, oh, you can't see shit.
Yeah, it's difficult.
You can't see a fucking thing with that shield up. I'm like, I don't feel it. I kind of feel bad now because I'm like, shoot through the shield, you dummies.
Let's see, and there will be adjusting exotic rewards to help reduce the number of duplicate drops. Players may still receive duplicates, but there will be better chance for forsaken exotics when receiving exotic rewards. The 30th.
Mm-hmm.
Also, the chance for a Nightfall unique reward to drop will increase each time a Nightfall is completed without a unique drop. Thanks for just now doing that, Bungie.
Yeah.
If you did that a few months ago, I'd have a DFA by now.
Oh, wait, we're talking about the fact that I ran like 70 fucking Savathun strikes to get the duty bound? That would have been fucking great. I mean, I appreciated them doing it. You know what I mean? But...
Jesus of crap.
Well, I mean, buddy, we're gonna get you the DFA. Put it that way. It's a guarantee now.
Yeah, at least the 30th. It better have that Nightfall up. That better be like one of the Nightfall's like choices that week. The week that drops, that better be one of the Nightfall choices. Anyway, they're also adding Masterwork cores as rewards for specific Spider wanted bounties and general Scrapper bounties.
That's good. Okay.
Yes. And they are going to be reducing the time for single shader deletion from your inventory.
Thank you.
Should have done that a while back too, but alright, cool.
Better late than never.
Yeah, true. And they're developing a fix for an issue where a team will defeat the Ascendant Primeval Servitor, but the opposing team receives credit for the kill. What?
That happens?
Apparently. I'd be mad if I actually got one and killed it and didn't get the quest.
I would rage harder than anyone has ever heard me rage.
I would be so mad.
I would. The salt that I would pour out of my mouth. I'd be a salt demon for a week.
Oh, for sure. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Let's see, and then wishes and curses. Because Forsaken was like any other Destiny content release right about now. You might be wondering when another version of the raid will rear its ugly head full of eyes and teeth. TLDR, they're not. No prestige last wish. This is the perfected encounter. This is the definitive version of the last wish. They're not kind of like the raid layers. This is how it's meant to be played. There is no, it's like maybe down the road a prestige with like curated loadouts will come out, maybe, possibly, but they're not changing anything in Last Wish. They actually, in fact, because this was actually, with the goals to create a more varied and rewarding experience across the end game of Destiny, they had to make a series of difficult choices. One of these choices was that we would not be creating multiple difficulties of Last Wish. Instead, Forsaken would focus on making sure the single difficulty mode of Last Wish was highly rewarding, and that were plenty of unique activities to participate in for great rewards across the entire end game. Once this decision was made, they focused on creating one definitive version of Last Wish with no qualifiers attached to it. They wanted to create an experience that offered the truest forms of every encounter from day one and offered some of the most powerful rewards in the game to anyone who could succeed.
Okay.
So yeah, no prestige mode. Last Wish is Last Wish.
I mean, you can make it harder with the wish wall.
I mean, you can, but there's no specific prestige mode.
Yeah.
But I think that choice in making like a definitive raid, because basically them making a definitive raid sounds like the reason why we have harder Malfeasance, the Shattered Throne, hidden quest thing. It sounds like that's why we have that. And if that's that choice that led to that, I am so down for that. Mm-hmm. Because the end game in Destiny, for the first time ever, isn't just the raid. I mean, the raid isn't even penultimate, because you have Shattered Throne, which has higher power enemies than even the raid. So yeah, this actually feels like I said, it's a varied end game, and it feels really good.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm all down for that. But of course, come December, there will be a brand new raid layer coming with Black Armory.
To be expected.
Yeah. Because I think they mentioned before in one of the Vidocs that every one of these annual pass expansions are going to be coming with a raid layer.
Mm-hmm. And you have to. That's also a separate purchase, right? That's not added on with Forsaken. You have to buy that separately.
Yes, annual pass is separately. It is not handed out.
Let's just go through that again. Make sure everyone knows.
Annual pass sold separately. Which I know I've heard a lot of people complaining about, the cost of the annual pass. But here's the thing: annual pass, I think, is actually cheaper than most season passes.
Is it $30?
That Destiny's had, yeah, I think it's $30. Which it might be the same, but you're actually getting more because there's 3 content drops rather than 2.
Mm-hmm.
Which still blows my mind. But I mean, all right. Cool.
I mean, for good or for bad, think of it this way: Bungie heard everything everyone has said and was like, "Okay."
Well, and here's the thing: also, what a lot of people aren't getting, we're within an expansion right now, Forsaken.
Mm-hmm.
when we got the Taken King, the game was dependent upon the live team releases to carry the game for an entire year until Rise of Iron.
That's true. Wow, I didn't even think of that, dude.
But now, not only do we have the live team stuff coming through with like Festival of Lost coming back, possibly like Crimson Days, The Dawning, those things returning and possibly evolving, but we also have content drops within an expansion to carry us for probably or most definitely an entire year until whatever's next. So I doubt there's going to be like the Taken King. I mean, there's probably going to be lull periods, of course, but it's not going to be nearly as bad as like Taken King, where you did everything at your max light, wait a couple months, Festival of Lost, all right, we did that for a couple weeks, a couple months later, here's this, we did that for a couple weeks. So it seems like this is going to be the busiest Destiny has been.
Yeah. And Faction Rally hasn't even come back either, right?
No, well, that's on the back burner
for a while.
Whenever, yeah. That and Trials. Just so really weird. It's like, holy crap. I wonder if we're actually going to see it before the year is up.
My over-under, no.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I'm thinking, too, is like they're really going to take their time and really dial in some things. But
I think they're going to bring it in. My guess is when's Black Armory coming?
December.
December? Oh, okay. Well, never mind. There goes my theory. I was going to say it's going to come with Black Armory. If not that, or like the next update after Black Armory would probably my guess when it comes back, when Faction Rallies come back.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have the Bungie phone anymore.
And then Lost and Found. Welcome to October. This month will be home to another Festival of the Lost. It begins October the 16th with a celebration of lost heroes and a new challenge to tackle. It includes costume party, and you're all invited. It ends with a quest to solve a murder.
Yeah.
Hey, it sounds like they're bringing like the helmets back,
the masks. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So they're saying costume party. So I'm wondering if they're evolving the idea of the masks.
Oh.
Like full get-up stuff you can equip.
Like the old school Halloween costumes from back in the day when it was just like a plastic smock and the shittiest mask with like a piece of plastic holding it to the back of your head that will cut your head off. That'd be hilarious. We all remember that. Don't act like we didn't.
Oh, I certainly did.
Mom, I want to be He-Man. All right, cool. Put this sauna suit on. You're 6.
So Festival of Lost is coming. That sounds super interesting. Wonder if Eris will return.
Ooh, that'd be a good time.
It would. I mean, she's kind of been like other than Ava Levante, she's kind of been like at least one of the central. I don't know. She's kind of been the butt of every joke, but yeah. And let's see here. They do have some very, here it is. They have more information on Zavala's Nightfall ranks, which I'm really glad that they clarified, because I was wondering about this myself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what's a Nightfall rank, right? But Nightfall ranks represent... Okay, alright, screw that. Short version, there are 14 Nightfalls. And there are 14 Nightfall ranks. In order to gain a rank, or a Nightfall rank, you have to beat a Nightfall above the 100,000 point threshold.
Oof.
So in order to max out your Nightfall rank and get that Tier 10 Masterwork Toil and Trouble that has Masterwork range and amazing freaking perks, such as Full Choke. Yes, I'm going to use this terminology because that shotgun is basically a god roll.
No, I understand that.
It is. It's got, moving target.
Yeah, I looked at it.
Full Choke, a range Masterwork.
Mm-hmm.
It's practically perfect, and it's the new aggressive archetype, which means when you get a kill with it, it starts firing faster. As that's part of its intrinsic.
Good lord.
Yeah. But anyway, in order to get Nightfall rank 10, you have to hit 100,000 plus in all 14 Nightfall strikes. And then you get that very beastly shotgun.
I mean, that's like a broadsword grind.
Practically. I mean, 100,000 in every... I mean, it also makes more sense why they added 3, choice of 3 Nightfalls to do a week. So you can actually knock out 3 Nightfalls and gain 3 ranks a week, as long as they're all unique.
There's no repeats. Yeah, if it repeated, it would slow you down.
Yeah, that'll slow you down, but... like I said, I'm really glad that they chose now to explain that. Because basically, because I had no clue what Nightfall ranks were.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know. But like I said, they give us a whole layout. There are 14 ranks, and in order to get one, it involves bonus thresholds. I really like that. That, like you said, that seems like an in-game, PvE grind. Sans rating.
Yeah.
Because rating is its own in-game grind entirely, but yeah, this feels massive. And then of course also you get the Vanguard ranks, which turn in tokens to get crap. Yeah, 9 times out of 10. There are also tracking issues with Weasel error codes at the character select when trying to select a character. You can get a Weasel error and not load in. And might not be able to see that character on Bungie.net or third-party applications using API services. Upon investigating this issue, they believe it is caused by bounties expiring while they are left in a character's postmaster. So if you have a bounty expiring in your postmaster, it might be screwing you over. So stop leaving your bounties in your postmaster. Jesus.
What did we learn?
Clean out your crap. Stop carrying every bounty every day. Jesus.
As I say that with 30 bounties in my inventory.
Let's see. That's that. Because, movie of the week, surprise, surprise, is 13th Wish Petra's Run Flawless Raid. Because that actually sounds amazing. It's really cool that they did that.
Yeah, you motherfuckers are incredible. I'll say it.
I mean, the fact that it is so... Oh my god, if anyone dies,
you're out.
All kicked to orbit. Holy balls.
That includes getting, missed jumping. That includes anything, right?
Anything. You die for any reason, you fail and get kicked to orbit.
Ugh.
And then in order to reactivate it and retry again, you actually have to switch to another character because you get checkpointed. Because the wish wall is at the start of the raid. And you can't go back to the start of the raid. Because Bungie took out the hold square to reset activity thing. Which was a little known thing in D1. And now it's gone. So, yeah. But that is the TWAB. Though DMG does share some very borderline insightful things about his stay at Yellowstone.
Yellowstone.
Yeah, for the last week, no internet, no TV, no cell reception, not even a microwave. But somehow he made it out alive. and he feels changed somewhat.
That is a good little reset. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, for sure. Like, the first couple of days are going to be killer because it's basically detox.
Oh yeah.
Like being without all that after you've grown accustomed to it, it'll be like freaking detox. You're going to be like scratching at your arms, like, oh my god, I just want to watch like a frame of somebody playing Destiny or something. Come on,
you all got that Twitter, baby.
Exactly. So I mean, yeah, those first couple of days had to be killer, but after that, he was probably way better. But yeah.
I'm sorry, I just thought, you got that Twitter, baby? Yeah. That's what's up with that Discord? What's going on, guys?
One tweet, just one tweet. I'll take just one tweet right now.
Yeah.
I'll read it about 30 times.
Oh, that's funny.
So yes, that is a 12.
Very,
They're very informative, and they're definitely like, if anyone thinks they're done with communicating with us, yeah.
They're not.
No. Not in the least bit, apparently. Oh, Jesus, quarters fell. Sorry. Anyhow. Fantastic.
It's okay. I have an 89-pound dog chewing on my calf right now. Doesn't feel great. Does not feel great at all.
I'd imagine not.
So, but, I mean, I'm excited for the things to come, man. I really am. Like, I'm excited to see them, because, I mean, we all know they're bringing back LMGs sometime soon. All right. And, of course, something has to happen that makes editing going to be more difficult. So, that's going to be fun. Yeah, just remember 47.
Yeah, I mean, nudge the microphone cable as I bent down to retrieve my fallen quarters. Next time I'll let them lay there.
Let falling quarters lay.
I know, right?
But, yeah, I'm excited for the LMGs to come back.
Oh yeah, Black Armory. That's what
Black Armory, yeah.
Yeah, that's coming with Black Armory.
Yeah.
They haven't mentioned that. In the old roadmap.
Yeah.
Which is still
pretty good, up to date.
Yeah, it's still accurate. I mean, it's pretty much everything we're getting except for redacted things, and which, like I said, more of that we'll know about, like, when the releases are appropriate. I mean, just the fact that we know we're getting 3 content drops, we know what they're called, and they've already given us hints as to what they're about, is like way more than they've given us before.
Oh yeah,
because it wasn't even until like a month before Warmind that we even knew it was called Warmind, or something like that.
Yeah,
a month. Yeah. So yeah, they're already, like I said, giving us way more details than they normally would.
It's definitely the best. Like I said it last week, it's definitely the best time to be playing Destiny.
It is, and with the 3-week cycle, and like I said, with the focus on in-game, like, so hard, and not just focusing on in-game, aka, making the raid interesting. They're really focusing on in-game.
Mm-hmm.
Because, yeah, we have, like, 2 semi-difficult quests to get exotics. Being, like, Wish Ender and Malfeasance. Because Wish Ender involves, like, killing extra bosses in the Shattered Throne, I believe is the last step.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, exactly. With Shattered Throne, I mean, whoo, good lord. I'm probably going to give it a try next time, though. I should be close. And from what I hear, like, you actually get powerful drop. Like, the drops you get from Shattered Throne are powerful.
Yeah.
Which is super interesting because, again, it's like a mini raid. It's almost like they released a raid in a raid layer. Like, within this, within Forsaken.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of what it seems like. Well, a 3-man raid layer. But yeah, I mean, it's crazy. It's definitely, like, I keep hearing the words like, oh, this is the best Destiny has ever been. And at the conclusion of the 3-week cycle, since it has started over, I'm tending to agree with them.
Yeah.
Because, some people, I'm not going to mention any names, these guys, we've said once they get things straight, Destiny is going to be downright amazing. Because Destiny 2, for whatever you think of its flaws and shortcomings, was a million times better a foundation than Destiny 1 ever had.
Mm-hmm.
And again, now that things are looking better, things are looking better.
100% agree with you.
So while, some things have changed that, kind of tweaks the foundation, like, one-hit shoulder charge is coming back, but it consumes the melee. I'm still okay with that. And people want to, run Skullport, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
If people want to run that to try and infinitely shoulder charge me, guess what? I use a shotgun. So if I see you running at me, you're catching pellets to the face. And you're just making it easier for me to kill you.
Yeah. I'm spraying you down. There's 100% probability that I'm going to spray you to the hell down.
I literally, in PvP, had a Titan wearing Skullfort run past me, I guess to get a sprint up, make a U-turn, and try and shoulder charge me on the back end.
Oh, that's cute.
And it's like, are you kidding? I jumped over him, so he went past me and just boom, dead.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing? Silly Titan. I mean, it's great. And yes, people can still blindside me with one-hit shoulder charge. Again, I'm cool with that, because they have to be running an exotic. And Skullfort, while yes, can give you infinite shoulder charges, it's not Lion Rampants, it's not Syntheseps, it's not the feedback fences. There are so many more annoying things to deal with other than infinite shoulder charges as well. I mean, slightly annoying, but you're sacrificing melee lunge if you aren't running. You're sacrificing melee protection. You're sacrificing aerial maneuverability. I mean, you're actually sacrificing to get infinite shoulder charges. And I'm okay with that. Thank God stickies aren't one hit anymore. Thank God they left that alone. I mean, unless you're running Ursa Furiosa and you drop a barricade and then toss a magnetic grenade on somebody, then yes, that's actually a one hit. But again, you're wearing an exotic to do it.
I'm gonna say, it also requires a wombo combo sort of situation, so.
It does, and like I said, that's your exotic slot.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the foundation is there. They've remolded the house basically. They've rebuilt it. Things are feeling great. And yeah, this is a crap ton of content because just the end game itself, it's an actual end game. Mm-hmm. The stuff Dreaming City is an actual end game destination. Which, yes, maybe Taken King did still feel a little bigger. But the Taken War campaign after the actual story campaign was just kind of fluff filler compared to the in-game stuff we have in Forsaken now. So while, yes, it may have kept us preoccupied for a little longer in a shorter burst, like I said, Dreaming City, I loved what they've done with Dreaming City. It's great.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that it's like Groundhog Day.
Yeah, and everyone's aware. Yeah, it's just like Groundhog Day because everyone's aware.
Uh-huh.
Or at least, somewhat aware, because I did love, Petra's line. It's so we defeated the curse, and yet we're back here. And another one, my Corsair is again injured, and it's
oh boy. Yeah, I mean, the story's not done.
No.
That's what's so great. The story is not even close to done. So, I'm intrigued. They have me at hello. Put it that way,
Oh, for sure.
Did you get any good drops this week, Des? Any?
This week, I don't think I've gotten anything of super notability. Let me look through my crap real quick. Well, I mean, other than, of course, the Ikelos shotgun.
Yeah.
I did get an interesting Twilight Oath, which is the Dreaming City sniper. It's got rapid hit and dragonfly.
Ooh.
I mean, too bad I don't snipe, but those perks made me interested enough to actually keep it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I said, nothing super. I got a Zenobia D with snapshot sights and cluster bombs. So, built-in tracking because it's a Haka.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, snapshot is probably what I would want there, and cluster bomb's always nice. Oh, it has ridiculous velocity, too, for a Zenobia, so I'll probably give that a shot, and it's probably going to end up being garbage.
Did you there?
Yes.
Okay. You jiggled the cord again, buddy.
Apparently. Piece of crap. Technology. Gotta love it.
Yeah. I got a Tiger Spite with high impact reserves and Grave Robber.
Interesting.
Yeah. And I got a Bad Omen with tracking and cluster bombs.
There you go.
Yeah, and I'm like, well, I found out my rocket launcher of choice. Here we go. And, it's pretty much what I've been using. Other than that, I'm just, like I said, grind that light level. That light level grind is for real.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
But,
it's like, though, also, now that I'm starting to get, complete sets and doing those, one-time quests, complete a Crucible match with a full set of Crucible armor.
Mm-hmm.
Complete a strike with, or win a Crucible match and Gambit and all that. I can sadly start to dismantle all the crap I don't need. Such as the crap ton of mobility armor for a hunter.
Why does a hunter have mobility armor?
We don't need it.
No, not at all.
I understand that it's there for choice, but just make all hunter armor survival. It's what we're going to do if you let us re-roll the stat package again. Because it's just the best thing. If they let us re-roll the stat package again. Ooh. Anywho. That's another topic. But yeah, like I said, nothing super interesting. Yeah.
Okay. Have you played any of the new maps in PvP?
Yes. I have gotten the second, I forget what it's called, but it's the second Trials Space map.
Equinox?
Yes, that one.
How do you feel about it?
It kind of reminds me of Cathedral from D1. It feels very large. I mean, it's kind of very large. But, enemy team, when I did play it, the enemy team did have, range superiority because they were using bows and scout rifles and crap.
Mm-hmm.
So even though at first we kept things, because it was a control match, and we kept things captured and, at advantage most of the match, but then they kind of flipped it, and they bunkered down, and, they basically made the B spot a kill box, essentially. Which, I mean, very effective strategy. Because B is just kind of out in the open.
Yeah, yeah.
So they almost came back, but again, I'm not going to say I single-handedly did anything, but I did help a lot, considering I had a 2 seconds in between a couple supers. Thanks to Shards of Galanor.
Yeah, I was about to say Galanor.
It's where are they? There?
Dead.
Hold my beer.
Yeah.
Pop, double down. Great. Run. Supercharged. Oh. Really? Woo. Fun times.
I mean,
it's totally busted. I mean,
yeah, that super is ridiculous. It's literally the way I described it. You're in the air, you touch their forehead and go, disappear. And they're gone. It doesn't matter what it is. Raid boss, strike boss, major, ultra, mega, it don't matter. It doesn't matter. It's gone. It ceases to exist.
I'm starting to learn, though, the aiming intricacies, though. It's you can't actually float over someone's head and activate, because then not all the knives want to track onto them, and it might not kill.
Oh, you got to be in front of them a little bit?
So they kind of have to be, like, in front of you in order to basically secure the kill.
Okay.
So, I mean, like I said, there are some aiming intricacies to it. I mean, not a lot, but I'm starting to get, like, the hang of, like, when not to activate, basically. Because, I mean, with a super like that, I mean, it's a great shutdown tool. It's amazing. I've, like, on the map on Titan, and when heading from, I believe, A side into the large double doors, I just see, it's like I see it in the feed, it's like, enemy casts Hammer of Soul. And then I just see him, like, running past me, it's like, oh, hang on right there. Not so fast, my friend. Pop. Dead.
Yeah. Hold this.
Yeah. Like I said, it's a great super shutdown. It's strong, yes. Shards of Galanor do make it dumb. Like, on occasion. So like I said, you can have, like, 2-second supers. Because reasons.
Absolutely shreds the bubble.
Oh, really? Ooh.
Absolutely shreds the bubble.
Because the hits. Fair. Well, that would explain why they increased the bubble. The bubble health before the supers came out. Because, like, that's just a little strong. Let's bump bubble up.
That and Nova Bomb.
Yeah.
Pretty much the only two things that shred the bubble, right?
I mean, pretty much.
I don't know. Did we test the laser, the Kamehameha?
No, well, we couldn't, because when we tested it wasn't out
true.
yet.
Yeah, that's true.
It doesn't do a crap ton of damage, but it does a good amount, like, it's a lot of sustained damage.
That's what I'm saying. That's the problem, I think it is. It's like the way to pop the bubble is either a massive amount up front or just constant damage. Like, it could take a sleeper shot in Gambit. Like, I could take your entire sleeper clip and then just look at you and giggle. You know?
Yeah.
It's just one of those, I don't know, curious, that's all. Call me a curious Kevin.
Yeah, I think that's the only one, though, beyond, of course, Convergence, I believe it's called. The new Pantheon.
Oh, yeah, I like that one. Oh, no, Firebase Delta, the new Firebase.
I don't think I've gotten that one.
Oh, I love it. Oh, I love it so much. It's so good.
But also, interesting thing about the new Pantheon, even it's in the Infinite Forest on Mars, but technically it's both an Io and a Nessus map. Because each side of Pantheon is themed after one of the planets.
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, it's because at one point in time I was paying attention to, like, the call-out zones, and it's like, Nessus base. I'm like, well, why is it called Nessus base? Spawns flipped, Io base. And it's like, oh. And Nessus has the red flowers, where Io has more greenery to it.
Got it.
I may have gotten those reversed, but either way, it's very easy to tell which map is what, or which side is what. So it can be, like, really easy to do your callouts, considering it's Nessus blank or Io blank. I have not paid attention to what the center is called.
It'd be cool if it was called, like, the Conflux or something.
I know, right?
But yeah.
So yeah, very interesting there that it's a Vex map on a Vex planet that also features two other Vex planets. So yeah, I really like that touch to Pantheon.
Yeah.
Or whatever it's called now.
Damn it. I had the name. And on the tip of my tongue.
It's easy to forget for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, so anywho, awful segue. I hopped on the RNG Cast Twitter to test the knowledge of some of our revolutionaries.
You did, sir.
I did. Because again, as I've mentioned before, surprise, surprise, I actually have like a spreadsheet.
Here's
a spreadsheet that is basically our entire show history. And I went back and like did some optimizations to it because that's what I do. I enjoy punishment, apparently.
I've also been surprised that I've only missed one episode ever.
Yes.
And that was when I lost my voice.
Yes. Out of the... how does that say 1, 2, 3? Because I already added this episode for appearances. But yeah, out of 124 episodes, you've made 123 appearances. I've made 122.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. And of course, Biz is 53. Gigi has made 3 appearances as a host. So, yeah. I have all of this information. Just
Des is an android.
I basically am. My good God. But in also with this, because I also have recorded all of our lengths, all of our show lengths.
Mm.
And of course, the good thing about Google Sheets is the fact that you can run, of course, I guess within your spreadsheet, you can run quick calculations, such as sums.
Mm.
So I came up and I got, I'm not going to say 100% accurate, because some of my show length sources come from Podbean.
Oh, okay.
And Podbean apparently adds 1 second. Because a lot of my show links came from our source, our Libsyn source.
Libsyn, yeah.
But yeah, apparently there's like 1 second, there's like 1 second more added to the Podbean. So, like I said, I made it a simple quiz because I basically asked how many hours total. Because again, with that 1 second, that can add up very quickly to really throw off counts, depending upon what you might be using to estimate your guess off of.
Mm-hmm.
Couple people, very smart. Our good friend Beer Dad, Ian. The fact that he actually went back into his feed and apparently counted at least what he could, because I already know that most standard feeds don't go all the way back to episode 1.
Thank you for that, standard feeds. We appreciate you. I appreciate you for not making people listen to that.
Yeah, but also, if you do want to go back and listen to that,
you can.
Libsyn source. So yeah, I said BitDead's average, or guess, is 342.2.
I think we're higher.
You think we're higher? What's your guess?
You see, I know we average about 2 to 3 hours an episode. Mm-hmm. We've done a couple long episodes, so I want to say he said 300.
Yeah, 342.
I'm thinking we're like 3 hours shy of 400.
Okay. Ken?
I could be
call him Ken here.
I could be totally wrong here.
Because Ken from Threefold Gamers has also guessed 400 hours. So you're not the only one guessing highballing there.
That's Double G's. That's Double G's brother, right?
It could very well be. Actually, yes, it is.
Very similar last name. I just want to point that out.
So yeah, fair enough. So that's Subject Lionheart. So yeah, 400 hours. Very ballsy guess there. Who else? Nate Fu. His educated guess is approximately 310 hours. It's kind of lowballing it from everyone else.
Yeah.
Well, and then there's Laz.
Oh boy, a scientist.
Yes, a scientist. And he went the Price is Right method. A very scientific method.
Which is the scientific method, actually. The Price is Right. I've read it in a book.
Yeah, but his aim was not to go over. So he had, I guess, an extra challenge. So he guessed 307.
Kind of low.
Which is also it's our lowest. But, the grand total of hours that I have recorded that I have written down that we have recorded is 314 hours, 52 minutes, and 25 seconds.
Wow. A lot lower than I thought.
Which means Nate Fu is our closest. So there is a massive congratulations there. Also, because I didn't mention this, but I'm going to be getting with Gorilla Golf, see if it has any more tabs for like XP boost, and I'm going to be sending, like I said, if all that works out, I'm going to be sending those Nate Fu's way for sure. Like I said, that's I didn't want to tell him he was so close, but it's like, how are you averaging that? You know, what's your thought pattern here, buddy?
Yeah, I want to know. I'm on this, and I way overshot.
Yeah, but he basically did an average of 2.5 hours per episode. So, because I said I know that there have been many longer, but that should cancel out the shorter early days. It's like it's like solid. All right, cool.
It's good science, yeah. Yeah, that's actually right.
Yeah, because he became, he was the closest. If Laz would only went like the actual Price is Right method and just went like one over the lowest,
yeah,
he would have it. Laz, you were so close. But yeah, so yeah, we have actually posted up 314 hours.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, 314 hours.
Way short of the 10,000 mastery hours.
I know, right?
Never set up a podcast master here, folks.
But yeah, year 2, season 2, whatever, is definitely the longer of our years. Because that accounts for like 141 hours. Whereas year 1 was 124. And I'm, of course, gathering that from episodes 1 to 52.
Yeah.
And then from 53 to 104. Which we are currently also in the midst of season 3 at 49 hours sans this episode. But yeah. Thought that was a fun little thing we could do. His Buster has gone completely quiet.
Sorry.
Probably for Pete attack. Yep.
Sorry about that. Yeah, I mean, actually, when it comes to the seasons for that, I don't know if it was me automatically doing like every 52. I try to keep it with the season of Destiny as well, because it just makes sense that way in my weird Buster brain.
Well, the way I have them segmented out is literally every 52 episodes.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense then. That's also
because,
correct.
I mean, that's a year.
It's a year, yeah. We do it every week. We don't even do...
Yeah, and regardless of leap year or whatever,
yeah,
it's still 52 weeks, so...
We don't ever do holidays. We don't ever take off on holidays.
Oop.
We're here for you guys.
In fact, even still, I believe, out of... basically the almost 2.5 years we've been doing this, we've only missed 1 week.
Really?
Yeah, there was a 1 week gap. Thanksgiving last year, around that time.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
I can't remember the reasoning, but there is that 1 week gap between releases. But yeah, over 2 years, we missed 1 week.
Yeah.
I mean, the Phantom episode 0 kind of makes up for that anyway, sort of. Because we've recorded 125 episodes by now. Actually, a little more if you count, like, failed recordings. But we're not getting that. We're going to leave that one alone.
I think that's why my number was so high, because of the failed recordings.
Oh, yeah.
I remember recording a lot more.
We've definitely put more hours into this show than what we've posted. Mm-hmm. Which is also another reason why I did make the distinction that we posted. Because, there was like the nearly, probably, it might have been like 3.5 hours when we had like Lost Souls and Red Wing Girl on for the first time.
Oh, yeah. That one disappeared.
Yeah. Like I said, the Phantom first episode, which was a good 2.5 hours. Or, that might have been 2.5. Yeah, it was probably 2.5. But, so yes, I mean, yeah, we've definitely put more hours into it, but yeah, we've posted 314.
Okay.
So, actually, if that were to be the case, I would probably have to guess. Actually, Bit Dead might be closer. Like, just for a truer answer, because
of the lost ones?
Yeah, because of the lost ones. So, counting that up, like, 342 might be more accurate of the hours we've actually put into it. But, again, it was posted. But I do, like I said, I do appreciate using his hard numbers, first and foremost, which I also apologize, because that means he had to count through from episode 26 to 123. Sorry. And then estimate the rest. So, yeah.
We apologize.
Yeah. I thought somebody might, but I didn't actually expect them to go through that many episodes and, like, actually count it up. Like I said, I appreciate your work, sir. You just slightly overestimated the early episodes.
Mm-hmm. You ever go back and listen to them?
I try not to.
It's weird how it's like that, right? Like,
it's like you listen to yourself, it's like, oh my god. That's like I said, whenever I was doing the work for, like, tracking down the true numbering, and, like, listening to those early episodes and that awkward pause we used to have.
Yeah.
Because we'd have conversation, get everything ready, then start recording, then you come in, so how's your week, guys? And then just...
Yeah.
We
already talked about that, dude. You know.
We talked about that like 2 minutes ago, man. Come on. So yeah, that's one thing I definitely hate, is that awkward pause of trying to, like, redo the hype or thinking about redoing the hype, but then feeling weird and then pulling back, and then there's just this awkward silence.
Yeah. For me, it's the intro. For me, it was the intro. I every time I hear it, I'm like, ugh, like my butthole gets cold. It's weird, man. I wish somebody would have been like, Buster, stop doing that. Just, you'll thank yourself. I know that's what you think we want to hear. It's not. Please stop. We love you. Maybe y'all should have done an intervention. You know what I mean? Like,
man, we were kind of right there with you anyway. It's like, oh yeah, this is fine. This is great.
Yeah, this is good. Yeah,
Then you go back and you're like, you know,
now that I think about it, we probably shouldn't have done that. We definitely shouldn't have, but you live, you learn, you get better, I guess, would be the best way to put it. And, now we're here. GG in tow. So.
Indeed.
Well, not now. He's, golfing or whatever.
Yes, he's golfing. He's doing his passion.
Yeah,
and better be winning.
Yeah, win.
Come back with a loss.
Win.
Come back with a loss. We're going to have problems, sir. I'm not going to say your future in podcasting depends on it, because it doesn't at all. But still, you better win.
No. We like you, so.
Yeah. So, like, two-time return, like, defending champion, like, let's make it 3. Come on.
Yeah. if Bruce Buffer was here introducing you, it'd be the reigning, king.
Oh God.
Yeah. So other than that, man, that's a little interesting. Speaking of Double G, he's not here, but he's here
in spirit.
In spirit. Question for Buster: what is the worst hospital food you have ever eaten? Well, one. I've had a few hospital stays in my life. There's a surprise. Two, Bernie Wing had the good point of saying all hospital food is bad hospital food because it's the truth. Not all hospital food isn't great. But the worst I've ever had is Eddie of the Soup, which is weird to think about. How do you fuck up soup? But you can.
Apparently.
So that's
also, for clarification, this is probably patient food and not the cafeteria food.
Yeah.
This cafeteria food is normally okay.
Oh, yeah, the cafeteria food is fine. It's usually come from a company,
Yeah.
I mean, I know my company serves a bunch of hospitals, and I've had the food that we sell because, they give it to us, which is really cool. Thank you for giving me free food whenever I'm, every now and then. But, yeah, it's, as a patient, how do you fuck up soup?
I know, right?
It's like, yeah, let me get chicken noodle. All right, cool. And you drink you eat the broth, and you're like, why does this taste like you made salt soup? And so, there's that. There's also the, I think like any meat loaf type situation is always bad. But yeah. I've had a few hospital stays, not many, thankfully. So,
I don't know. I have to, because for my wife's last hospital visit, the food wasn't actually that bad, really.
Patient or?
Patient.
Okay.
Like, she had this, it was a little bland, sure, but, it was like this, like kale and spinach wrap thing.
Mm-hmm.
Or I think it had like chicken in it or something, but yeah, it was interesting. It was a little bland.
Well,
it wasn't quite what, but at the same time, it wasn't awful. It just kind of tasted, that, and to be fair, she was on she had went to the hospital from high blood pressure, so it was like heart healthy crap, so yeah.
Did that just happen? What? Let me ask a question about the. Well, yeah, I think all hospital food is technically heart healthy. Like, they don't put a lot of salt in it. Why? I want to do like a documentary series for Movie of the Week about blueberries. Because I'm on my warlock now. I know. How can I cheat on my mighty titan? On Mercury, the public event spawns. So I kill the Minotaur. I get the orb. The blueberry grabs the orb, and runs away. What?
All right, then.
Like, I want to do I don't know, maybe I'll reach out to BitDead and see if I can get him to narrate it, because, the accent makes everything sound better. And be like, just...
That in true National Geographic form of having...
Yes, right?
Englishmen narrate things in the wild.
I gotta keep accurate to the, to the material. And then just have him narrate it, because it's just... Sometimes what's going through your head, Blues? What's going through your head? And for playing, one of the things we had I witnessed this week, I'm not going to bait because we're past that. We had the primeval ready to spawn. The dude had...
Oh, crap.
We only needed one mote, because I don't know why you would deposit 2 motes in Gambit, but there are people who if they have 2 moats, they'll just deposit it.
I mean, if the only time I do that is if, like, Drifter's like howling at you.
Yeah.
Deposit to get a primeval.
Yeah, that's different.
Deposit to get a primeval. It's like,
Not-
all right,
not-
fine. Here's these 2 moats.
Not when we after the first set of spawns. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, exactly.
This dude, we only needed 1, and he had 11. And then he kept running around to try to get 15. I'm like, I don't give a fuck about a large blocker right now. Put the goddamn thing in. Let's burn this motherfucker down and win. And then he dies. Des.
Yeah.
And deep down inside, I go, yeah, you deserve it. You had the moat. You could have brought it
Was
back.
that me and you?
It might have been with us. Yeah,
That was me and you.
And I was howling at the dude.
Because we're just sitting there, it's like, dude, come on. Come
Yeah,
on, dude,
yeah.
come on. And then he dies, and we're like, oh, so we got to go and collect freaking moats now. Because everyone was standing at the bank like, come on, dude. Come on. Come on.
What are you doing?
We need 1. You have plenty. Come on.
You have 15. You have 11 more than you need. Let's go. Come on, buddy.
It's like, oh my god. Yep.
Yeah.
Of course, also hilariously, apparently, True Vanguard? Or is it Fallout?
Fallout place.
Yeah, it does the, I guess, Blueberry Mentality thing, where he live actions Gambit Blueberries, the Hoarder. Come on, dude, we need like 1 mode. I'm gonna get, here's 1, 4 more to 15. Let's go. It's like, oh my god, that video was hilarious. Because it's true.
Because it's true. Don't
Don't be that guy.
Don't be that guy. And if you need to do the bounties where you have to collect, like, I don't know, where you have to do I forget what it's called. When you put all the blockers, you have to do, like, 15 larges. Team up with somebody. Just team up with one person, because then at least they know, and you're not being a dickhead. You know?
Sure.
Or if you're with a team, just be like, hey, I'm carrying the moats this time, guys. And everybody will be like, cool. Because not everybody likes to carry moats. I've learned that.
Yeah.
There's some people who are like, listen, I'm just going to kill everything that moves, and then when it comes time to invade, I'm going to invade. You put the moats in and summon the primeval, I'll keep them off your ass. And then you're like, well, looks like we have an agreement.
For sure.
So, I just think it's, it's very, very, very interesting, the amount of mentalities, let's say.
Yes. And also, speaking of mentalities, bringing back a little bit of wisdom from Justin Sua, which is at Justin Sua on Twitter. He posted, and I don't know if it's a quote from him, but he posted an image that I think a lot of people in the Destiny community need. Not just the people spouting negativity, but just in general. This is just amazing wisdom. And the fact that ships don't sink because of the water around them. Ships sink because of the water that gets inside them. Don't let the negativity outside of you get inside of you and bring you down. Stay afloat, friends.
Hey, man. That's perfect, Des.
And I saw that and was like,
yep.
Oh my god, this is just that's just like,
And if I can quote Pennywise the Clown, we all float down here.
Yeah. Yeah, this is, like I said, just stay afloat. And, like I said, that was just so perfect.
Yeah. Anymore, I just use my, I don't want to say my negativity. I use it as, humor. I figure if I'm raging and I have somebody in my fire team, if I can get them to laugh really, really hard, then it doesn't really matter. Sure, it's frustrating. Sure, I get it. Yeah, it is frustrating when you need 1 moat and then somebody's like, I'm going to get these 7 over here. Ah, crap, I died. Everybody's waiting for everybody's on where the primeval, they're in the primeval starting blocks, as I call them. The second drop your motes and we'll summon a primeval. Everybody runs to the same general area, which I think is hilariously great.
Yeah.
You know, we're standing over here. We're not giving you any help. You're literally fighting a swarm of enemies by yourself. And then so-and-so lost 11 motes. You're like, well, I mean, all right, time to go. Like you said earlier, that's what we did. Oh, well, okay, let's go. But, yeah. Don't sink, friends. Float.
Yes. Also, incredible hilarity found on Twitter. I actually came across someone did these movie poster mock-ups of MCU movies if they were done in the 80s.
Oh, man.
And some of these are downright hilarious. Because starting with Thor, cast as a part of Thor, Mel Gibson.
Okay.
Yeah, he would have been. Gene Wilder is Ant-Man. Yeah, sure, okay. It's like, all right.
I kind of want that. I kind of want that.
Strange might be my favorite, though. David Bowie.
Yes, actually, that would have been fantastic.
I know, right? And then Paul Newman in the role of Iron Man.
Okay, yeah, I can see. Okay.
But yeah, like I said, a lot of that just it's like, yeah, it's totally 80s, like for sure. like all of those just definitely make sense.
Did they do Captain America?
No, that was just those four.
Okay.
No, like I said, yeah, those four. Then no.
That's great. Gene Wilder, man.
Yeah, and Paul, like I said, because they do like the entire cast, but apparently in Iron Man, James Earl Jones would be cast as Rhodey.
Mm.
Yeah. But yeah, it's
that's awesome.
And like I said, these movie posters are they just reek the 80s too. Like, oh my god, like old school freaking movie posters. Oh. Like I said, it tickled my fancy when I saw them. It's like, I have to save these and laugh at them.
I mean, there are some creative people in this world, man. Like,
for sure.
I see it and I'm like, how did you think that? Like, were you talking to your girlfriend or wife and was like, hey, who would be Iron Man if we were in the 80s? And then she just said, like, oh, it would be James Earl Jones, or it would be Paul Newman. You're like, yes.
It's like, yeah, okay, yeah.
But, wow. Have you, I mean, I think it's about that, we're getting to about that time now. Destiny talk is over. Have you, have you started any new shows recently?
I can't say I've started new shows. I've actually went back and rewatched a few older shows, because I noticed, since the last time we talked about movies, I mean, I pretty much caught up on my MCU. So I've watched the Infinity War, watched Black Panther, and I finally watched the Justice League movie.
Okay, what did you think of Justice League? Okay, yeah, that's about right.
I mean, it was I definitely agree with, I guess, at least the general consensus I heard. It was a little too jokey to try and also be dark and brooding. Mm-hmm. Flash was weird, but at the same time kind of on point. Sort of. He seemed a little more insecure than what I would remember Flash.
Yeah.
I mean, Flash was always portrayed as the jokester, sure, but like I said, he seemed a little more insecure funny than what I remember.
Yeah, Aquaman was the comic relief in that movie.
I know, and like, it fits the actor. Like, he portrayed it very well, so it didn't seem as jarring. But still. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'll give him props for actually apparently having, or, spoiler alert, actually having Superman dead and then bringing him back. I mean, I'll give him props for that.
Yeah.
Because apparently even in the comics he wasn't actually dead. But he was in the movie, which actually surprised me.
He was sleeping.
Yeah. It's like I said, the fact that they actually had to bring him back to life, I mean, that... I was legitimately shocked because I thought it was just like playing possum and would show up in the movie. But no, he was dead. Dead as a doornail.
I mean, Doomsday kicked the shit out of you.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense, but it's just, wow, they actually had him dead. Like, as a comic book fan, I didn't anticipate him actually being dead.
Mm-hmm.
But, that was pretty much the only surprise in the movie. The Stinger looked awful. Because, oh my god, please don't let that be Deathstroke's outfit. My god, that looks awful. It looks cheap.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, it looks like a cheap Halloween costume. Oh yeah, spoiler alert, because there's a Stinger that pretty much Lex Luthor's like, oh hey, let's start a supervillain team. Like, really? So I'm definitely slowly losing all hope in DC live action movies.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you want really good DC experience, watch the animated stuff. That stuff is amazing.
You can watch the TV shows too. The TV shows are really good.
But the live action just, it's falling short, man. It's falling short. I've also watched Black Panther. And can I say, OMG, is Denai amazing in that movie?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, she was probably my favorite part. Because, being a watcher of The Walking Dead and seeing her properly holding a katana in, proper stance to actually, spear fighting, legitimate wushu spear fighting, it's like, wow.
Yeah. To me, it was... Oh, go ahead, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was about to say, to me, Michael B. Jordan as Killmonger, he was amazing.
That was my least favorite aspect.
Really?
Yes. Because he was just an American thug getting into his quote-unquote roots.
Okay. I mean...
It was meh to me. I mean, the fact... Like I say, just the fact that he was such just well, I mean, he obviously wasn't wannabe because, yeah, he killed a lot of people and crap, but, he's just like the whole wannabe thug archetype, Heavy slang derelict, trying to go for royalty with no actual, any kind of air of royalty. It's just, like I said, a classic, modern thug archetype that I just did not enjoy. Especially considering in the comics, Killmonger was a character who was in Wakanda and was kicked out.
Yeah.
He was banished, so to have him like that, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't think... It was weird to me. His whole thing in it. I'm not going to say it was awful, it was just definitely my least favorite part of it.
I mean, yeah, that's... I even though I thought that he was one of the best parts of the movie, I can see your reasoning.
Yeah. Chadwick Boseman is freaking, oh my god, in that movie too, by the way.
Yeah.
It's you can tell, because I was seeing when he was fighting, I was seeing his sources for the crap he studied to be in those fight scenes. He started doing spin kicks. It's oh my god, that looks Capo. Mm-hmm. I read up on it, and yes, he studied up on Capo to do the role. And it's
yeah.
Well, you see it. I mean, for sure, it comes through. And he just, like I said, his acting, what he studied just seemed to also, outshine what Michael B. Jordan had done. basically. Because in that fight scene, I mean, yes, even though he lost, like I said, Chadwick Boseman just looked better doing it.
Yeah. I mean, I can agree. Chadwick Boseman killed it as well.
But, yeah, like I said, all in all, it wasn't a bad movie. I do have a slight annoyance that movie kind of ticked on me. That's like just because, like I said, I could be like really weird for this, but it's like just because it's a primarily, you know, black cast, they have to have like somebody that's roaring about slavery still, and that becomes like a central plot element, which is another reason probably why I was kind of like turned off from his character in general, which it, you know, definitely not his fault. It's just, it's like, really? I don't know. It just seems like the easy out for a movie like that, you know?
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
I mean, I'm definitely not like, for anyone listening, I'm definitely not like downplaying like the harshness or atrocities that is slavery. But at the same time, I mean, in America, a lot of it's from whatever happened 200 years ago, and people don't realize it's still happening in the world. I mean, it's a tragedy that's still happening out there. And yes, it was awful. It was awful in America. It was awful in Egypt. And it's awful right now for someone else in the world. So, while a lot of people tend to still focus on the tragedies of the past, they're not bringing like the awareness of things that are happening in the right now somewhere else. Mm-hmm. And that, like I said, that's primarily my issue with that entire thing. But yeah.
No, I totally get it. I understand. You said you watched Infinity War?
Yes. Oh my God. How in the world is Avengers 4 going to start? Like the end of that movie, it's like, I didn't think it was going to end that way. Mm-hmm. It's like, holy balls. You ended it. Spoiler, Thanos wins. How are you going to start the fourth Avengers movie? How? It's like, what's the motivation of like Thanos fighting back in Avengers 4, basically?
I win.
Yeah, I win. Movie's over. It's like, are you kidding me? That's how it ends. I mean, don't get me wrong. Again, being a comic book enthusiast, I knew Thanos was going to win. I just didn't think they were going to end the movie with that.
Yeah, I win, dude. That's what happens.
Yeah. Also, massive spoiler alert, but Chris Evans on Twitter, talking about Twitter findings, may have just, in a very touching way, may have just entirely spoiled Avengers 4. Or at least one aspect of it. Oh, but it's so touching and I'm going to cry in that movie.
Yeah.
I'm not going to repeat it, but I'm going to cry.
I mean, to me, I was just like, because this takes place after all the other. It's weird how the timeline works. Like, this takes place before Spider-Man: Homecoming. So, like, I'm watching it like, I don't care anymore. I'm not going to watch any other Marvel movies. I know half of them die. Why do I give a shit? You're gonna beat this one in Spider-Man like Homecoming to die because Thanos decided he wanted to snap his fucking fingers. And I mean, cool, you're setting up for Captain Marvel. I get it. The only way you're gonna beat Thanos is with celestial power beings. I get that. I don't give a shit. Honestly, anymore, I do not give a shit.
Well, you know they're gonna fix that though.
Oh yeah, I know.
I mean, yeah, not everyone stays dead.
No, I've read the comics. I know
exactly.
I know where they're at. I know how it ends in the comics.
Yeah, but. Like it's they're definitely. I mean, come on. Also, from a logic perspective, they just started the Black Panther franchise, and he's one of the people that vanished.
Yeah,
they're not just going to throw money away like that. People, come on.
No.
But no, yeah, that is like it's thinly veiled, basically. I mean, it was really cool how he got the last Infinity Stone, though. Also, like freaking they have a massive plan. It's like, yeah, Scarlet Witch is going to destroy the stone. And it worked. So Thanos goes back in time. Well, fair enough.
The one that got me was when Doctor Strange did that cool multiple copies of him, and he was like, "Oh, that's a cool trick." There you are. Like, you didn't know he had the Matter Stone? Like, he literally could see the real you. Like, he just, oh, there's your thread. I see you.
Yeah, it's like I said, it was a really interesting. Like concept and everything, and everyone just got utterly thrashed. Oh my god, the psychological implications that Tony Stark is going to go through in Avengers 4 is going to be massive. That poor character in the MCU definitely needs multiple therapists.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely. He had issues before, and they've just been exponentially, like, multiplying since becoming a superhero.
I mean, the worst thing about it was when you figure out that Jarvis is his dad's personality.
Yeah.
Backed up into, like, a computer program, and you're like, oh, God. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, fuck me running. Okay.
Yeah.
And then
also, I do like the fact that they gave Spider-Man the Iron Spider suit very quickly.
Not long enough.
Yeah, no, certainly not long enough, but, I mean, good lord. Like, first 5 minutes of the movie, oh, here's an upgrade.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
And, those are always cool. The Iron Spider suit is always cool.
Yeah.
Nanotech crawling over your body. Gives me hopes that Batman Beyond will happen as a movie, because you have the technology, you can make it. Also,
really cool.
Also, the reason it took him so long, spoiler alert if you haven't watched a movie that was out 2 years ago or whatever it was, the reason it took him so long to die is because his healing factor was kicking in.
Yeah.
And the reason he said he doesn't feel good is because the spider sense was like, you're gonna die, motherfucker! You're gonna die!
Yeah. Yeah, hilariously, I also went back and watched Blade 1 and 2. And oh my god, are those still good movies?
Yeah. Okay, yeah. I had to think back in time, like, okay, the third one was with...
Oh, yeah.
The third was with Ryan Reynolds and Jessica Biel.
Yeah, Jessica Biel and Triple H and some other people.
Yeah.
Which, the script was awful. The characters were a little wonky. But it was still good in its own right.
Yeah.
Like, it was hilariously bad, basically. You can still laugh at it. I mean, not enough to... It wasn't so tragically bad, it was funny, but... Yeah, but Blade 1 and 2 was like... I didn't realize, like, back when, that Blade actually beat both Deadpool and Logan to an R-rated superhero movie. Because, sure enough, all 3 Blade movies are rated R.
Oh, shit!
Yeah.
I didn't even remember that.
Yeah, me either, until I started watching it, and a whole bunch of F-bombs, and, like, people getting sliced up. It's like, oh, yeah, this wasn't really family-friendly, huh?
The one scene with the Reapers. What do you think? I think we can totally trust them. All right, Blade, what do you really think? They're going to fuck us the first chance they get.
Exactly. Oh, God, and I love, going back and watching it now, I can, like, really appreciate, like, the fact that Wesley Snipes, at the time of being cast as Blade, was a black belt martial artist.
Mm-hmm.
I can appreciate that now because, oh my god, his fight scenes look amazing. Like, holy crap, you can just tell, like, everything that he does is basically believable. Well, because it's probably what he's doing anyway, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just... Like I said, I can appreciate that now. Yeah, and like I said, with all this, I cannot wait, honestly, to see, I cannot wait for Avengers 4. Which, rumor has it might be called Avengers Annihilation.
Which is cool. I get it.
Yeah. But also B, like, Kevin Feige, all the higher-ups in the MCU, is saying that after, like, post-Avengers 4, like, things are going to be very different. And that's what I cannot wait for. It's like, I cannot wait to see how the MCU changes after Avengers 4. Because sure, I'm stoked for Captain Marvel, because it looks like a cool movie. Mm-hmm. They're introducing the Kree Skrull aspect, which is usually very predominant in Marvel.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, the Kree and the Skrull are also enemies that the Fantastic Four regularly face. Which, you know, we all know how those movies went. But yeah, so I just went in this mode of, like, trying to track down information. And, yeah, there's, like, no hardcore, like, set movie plans after, like, Avengers 4. The only thing that I know for sure is possibly in production now is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
Yes.
Even though James Gunn will no longer be directing.
Well, I mean,
he made some messed up tweets, and
yeah.
It's like I told my wife, you can't do that with Disney.
No.
You can't. And if you're going to be working with Marvel, you're working with Disney. You can't do that crap with Disney.
If you got Mickey Mouse in your pocket, you can't talk about the Finn kids.
Yeah, no. You can't make light of certain subjects, and he made light of certain subjects, and yeah, no. Mm-mm.
Paid for it.
Yeah. Which also, hilariously, they're apparently still going to use his script. That's a slap in the face. They're not even going to rewrite it. They're just going to, okay, we're still going to use this. You just don't get to direct it.
Yeah. Cool. Thanks, buddy.
So, Guardians 3 might be the worst one. But,
might be pretty good, though.
It might be. It might be. Like, the fact that, the guys that did the Captain America movies, having them take over Avengers was actually really good. Mm-hmm. Because, you know, not Joss Whedon did an amazing job in Avengers 1. But Avengers 2 just felt to me like a lot of the same stuff. It felt like the exact same pacing as Avengers 1. And that's the only reason I didn't like it as much. And then, like I said, the Captain America movies and the following ones being done by the same directors did feel a lot better, I feel. But yeah, but like I said, I can't wait to see like how the franchises are going to evolve. Like rumors that people aren't going to, like certain superheroes aren't going to be around. Such as like Captain America, Robert Downey Jr. might be dropping out of Iron Man finally. Which, I guess, like I tell my wife, if you listen to like the special features of the first Iron Man, Robert Downey Jr. took the role of Tony Stark because he felt like if he didn't take it then he would be too old to be cast as a superhero. And that's like a class of movie he had not done yet. As a superhero flick. So basically it's like now or never. I'm not getting any younger. And that was like 10 years ago. So it's understandable.
Yeah.
But they do also have like the foundation, like I said, they just started Black Panther. They just started with Captain Marvel. Apparently a Black Widow solo is somewhere in the works. Which is about freaking time. What else? Apparently somewhere in the works is a Doctor Doom solo movie?
Okay. Alright.
Just skip over Fantastic Four and do a Doom movie? I mean,
cool.
Alright. Let's see, and also, one rumored glimpse into the future of the MCU might be one thing, because Disney has had contracted, and the script is now completed for a Dark Avengers movie.
Oh, it's fucking John Constantine.
Wrong comic franchise.
Oh shit! That's sorry, Dark Avengers. That's
Norman Osborn and his team of super villains that pose as superheroes.
Sorry, that was Justice League Dark. I got excited.
No worries.
Got excited.
But yeah, I mean, like the source said, there's no guarantee that movie is going to be made, because I mean, there's a lot of scripts that they have had completed that have yet to come to fruition, such as the Gambit solo movie that has apparently changed because they rewrote the script after the success of both Deadpool and Logan. So, yeah.
There's that.
I just really hope that Channing Tatum's eagerness to play Remy LeBeau portrays well on the screen. Because apparently, playing Gambit has been like a childhood fantasy of his. I just hope it shows.
Maybe it's like a Ryan Reynolds Deadpool type of situation.
I'm kind of hoping.
Maybe he fits right in, and everybody's like, "Oh, he's Remy." All right, I hope.
Yeah, hopefully. Because, I mean, so far, everyone else, the other guy that portrayed him did have an awful Cajun accent.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he did the role fairly well, but the accent was off. But yeah, so apparently that might be a talent that Channing Tatum has, considering he was born in Louisiana or around. But apparently he has exposure with Cajun.
Adjacent.
Yeah. So that might be an edge that helps him. Personally, I still think he looks a little too bulky to be Gambit. Because he's kind of like a bigger, body type.
Mm-hmm.
And Gambit's usually slim and lithe. Usually.
Yeah.
So, it's going to be interesting to see if he actually, leans down the muscle mass to portray the character better. Or if he's just going to be, swole Channing Tatum.
Fuck it, I'm a buff Gambit.
Yeah. I mean, may not be the worst thing, but...
It may not be the best, though.
Exactly.
Venom came out this week.
Oh, yeah, good grief. I still need... Oh.
Mm-hmm. That'll be next week for us, because I go on vacation next week, motherfuckers!
Yes, I've already been spoiled on the Insinger. Apparently that's been leaked.
I was going to say message it to me, because I want to see if it's the same one I heard.
I don't know, did you hear it from Gorilla Golf?
I did not.
Oh.
I heard it from another source. So, just go ahead and shoot that DM to me on Discord, and I'll see if this is exactly the same thing I heard.
See.
Because I'll ask this: will I be excited? Because the sticker I was told, I went, oh! That's the noise I made. Oh! Also, the what was it? God damn it! The new Hellboy comes out in April.
I saw the poster of that. That looks amazing.
Does it ever?
That poster looks freaking amazing. Whoever they got doing that, because I forget.
God damn it. He was the sheriff from Stranger Things. I know that doesn't help with a name.
But yeah, either way, he looks like the role looks amazing.
Yeah.
And the fact that they're going more horror tale than the original, this should be a really interesting movie.
They're doing they're doing the Blood Queen, right? Is that?
I think so. It sounds familiar.
If you want to see,
it's been a while since I looked into.
They did the anime of it. They did it's one of the animated versions as well. That's that's what they decided to do, which is cool. I'm for it. I love Hellboy. I like the second Hellboy, which everybody said was the worst.
I liked it. I liked the second one. It wasn't bad. I feel it stood up well against the first one.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, I feel.
I think I just liked the second one because of the spear fighting.
That's true. That's true. The guy that they got to play the Dark Elf did a really good job.
Prince Noeda?
Yeah.
There we go. The things hop in my head and get bounced around. And every now and then they come out correctly.
Like slicing water droplets and crap.
Yeah.
Precisely. The way they did that, the way they portrayed the Dark Elf just seemed very fantasy elf to me. Basically, it was like a Lord of the Rings elf, essentially.
Yep. We heard the same thing, Des.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's like I have to watch this movie now.
Yep. I was
Like
excited.
I have to watch it because Venom 2 is going to be amazing.
Let me ask the question. Have you ever stood up and grabbed your junk and been like, yeah! That's what I did. When I found out, I stood up and was like, yeah! And they were like, dude. You alright? And I'm like, I'm so stoked for this. And they're like, obviously.
Because Gorilla Golf sent me a message on Discord and it's like, the Venom stinger was leaked. Do you want me to spoil it for you? And I asked the question. I didn't actually answer the question directly, but I asked like the content basically of it, and he basically confirmed it. And it's like, oh, and that's pretty much what he told me. Like what I sent you is like, oh yes.
I mean, I'm pretty sure people can put two and two together what it is.
I know, right? But also the fact Spider-Man Far From Home, that sequel,
Yeah.
that might be really really good.
With Miles Morales? No, that's Into the Spider-Verse. Sorry.
Yeah. But no, it's Tom Holland. Apparently, it's going to be his junior year of high school, whereas the last movie was his sophomore year.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're kind of taking like the Harry Potter methodology for Spider-Man. Like every movie is going to be a new school year. But yeah, this is basically going to cover the fact that it's called Far From Home because apparently most of them like. The in-your-face, like, definition of the movie is the fact that they're on a field trip in Europe.
Oh.
And apparently, well, I mean, it's definitely not a spoiler because, I mean, that's just common information, but the villain is going to be Mysterio.
Oh.
Played by Jake Gyllenhaal.
Didn't he? No, he didn't play Spider-Man. Never mind.
No. But also, one thing that I heard was amazing, and I utterly respect Tom Holland because of this suggestion. He had made mention that if they did a Ben Parker, like a flashback or whatever,
Yeah.
he, like I said, Tom Holland would want, Tobey Maguire.
Super. Yeah.
He would want him to play Ben. Like I said, that's words from Tom Holland, and I
Yeah.
agree with that 1,000%.
It's like a throwback type
Exactly.
of Easter egg type of thing. Yeah.
Because he already played a Spider-Man that was on one end of the, with great power comes great responsibility speech, and it would just be full circle and amazing if he would be able to portray the other end of that talk.
Yeah.
Because that would, he's not that old, but also at the same time with, Marissa Tomei that looks like she's still like freaking 30. Playing Aunt May, like having Tobey Maguire as Ben is just that much more believable.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh my God. I watched that and I was like, Jesus.
And I was like,
oh,
May? What?
Aunt May, I come to dinner.
But yeah, so I thought that was like really cool because, like I said, that's not from the studio or anything. That's something that Tom Holland himself had said, and that's, like I said, I respect him so much because of that.
I love when movies and shows do that, like when they pay respects to the guys that played the role before them,
Yeah, like the original Thundercats reboot that had the original voice actor for Lion-O playing Lion-O's father.
Yeah.
Oh, that was so great. It's like, I recognize that voice. Is that? It is.
I mean, that show gets a lot. That reboot got a lot of shit. I thought it was really well done.
It was good. It was good. I mean, sure, it wasn't. Like I said, it didn't match the animation style because Thundercats back in it was like a 70s 80s cartoon.
It was
So
80s.
all their heroes were like big and buff because that was the name of the game back then.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it really did well to, like I said, it paid respects to the original, but really made it its own entity without depending upon the original. And it did it very well, and that's the things that I really love. Kind of like the RoboCop reboot.
That was a good one as well.
That's probably like my favorite movie reboot of all time, to be honest. Because everything else usually either depends upon the previous matter or the previous stuff a little too much, or it's so far removed, like the Total Recall reboot, where they could have named it a completely different movie, and it would have been better.
Yeah, that Total Recall one was pretty garbage.
I mean, it wasn't a bad movie, it's just...
It wasn't Total Recall.
Exactly. You could have called it anything else, and it would have been a better movie.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
But, and I couldn't even make it through the Conan reboot.
Really?
Yeah, I couldn't. This is meh.
I think it's because of my love of Conan I sat through it. Like, I love Conan. Like, just everything about it I love. So I'm like, I'll sit through it and watch it.
Also, talking about movies coming out. Predator?
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god, that actually looks good.
I think it's already out.
Could be. But either way.
If it's the one I think it is, it's already out, and I've seen it.
Yeah, it looks...
The one where they're on Earth, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
it actually happens before Predators.
Mm-hmm.
It almost looked like, from what the trailer portrays, like, at least the opening sequence, is almost like a retelling of the first Predator movie.
I have seen it.
Yeah.
And if you are a fan of Predators, the Predator franchises,
yeah,
you will not be disappointed, because I don't know if you see it. I think it might have been in the trailer, but Arnold's in it.
Oh, they worked out the cameo?
Uh-huh.
See, last I heard, that Arnold actually turned the cameo down because it was, like, too small of a role.
No, he's in it.
Awesome, good. I'm, like, infinitely more stoked to watch that movie.
Yeah. And it's really good. Like, it lets you know more about the, I was going to say what their actual species name, the Yautja, but...
Oh, yeah. No.
Yeah.
Predator.
It's Predator. You actually find out a lot about them.
I did like also in the trailer, it's like, we call it the Predator. It hunts its prey and all this and that, and someone's like, isn't that more like a trophy hunter? I'm like, yeah, but we decided Predator sounds more badass.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, fair enough. That and the movie doesn't it doesn't seem to take itself too seriously.
Oh no, there's jokes all in it.
Yeah. But it was directed by a guy that was in the original Predator movie.
I did not know that.
Yeah, he had a small role in the first Predator movie alongside Arnold. And as a writer, he has written, which is another reason why I'm okay with the jokey nature, because he's written such classics as Last Action Hero.
Yes.
Which is another great action movie that does not take itself seriously, but it works. But he wrote stuff like that, and like crap, I can't even remember everything else. But a bunch of like kind of comedy-esque like action movies from back in the day. And everything he's done has basically been successful, and there's no reason for me to believe that it's a bad movie, because that.
It's not.
Plus the fact that he did a bunch of he like actually tried to like connect this movie into the Predator universe so well that one of the characters in Predator is actually the son of a character in Predator 2.
It's Jake Busey.
Yeah, because his father, Gary Busey, was that character in Predator 2. The director actually actively cast his son, Jake Busey, to be the son of that character. So that was 100% deliberate, and like apparently his only casting choice for that role because of that.
So the director of The Predator, he wrote, he's best known for his action films, Predator, Die Hard.
Oh yeah, that's right. He wrote Die Hard.
Red October. Also did Last Action Hero, the action sequel Die Hard with a Vengeance, and the heist film remake The Thomas Crown Affair. So pretty much everything that guy touches is good. So
Yeah. And like I said, he even acted in the original Predator.
yeah, he was like a
Small
bit
role.
part, right?
Yeah. It was, like I said, it was a small role, but the fact that he was there and now he's directing a Predator movie. Because I remember when I first heard about him as a director choice, it's like, oh, they got to go with him. That's just full circle. You get to act in a Predator movie, and then you get to direct in a Predator movie. I mean, come on. So yeah, and like everything just fits so well in that movie, and yeah, I cannot wait to see it. I'm actually like super glad that they worked out the deal with Arnold, though. Because the fact that the director actually approached him for like a cameo or whatever,
I think what it was he said no, and then everybody was like, "Oh, it'd be so dope," and he was like, "I'll do it, fuck it."
It's like, all right, fine.
All right.
That's good. That actually, yeah.
Let me see what else. I know that. Did you see the preview for The Dark Phoenix?
Yes, I have seen that trailer. I'm a little less enthused about that movie.
Okay, I mean,
because one of the purposes that they started doing Dark Phoenix was to basically correct, in their mind, the mistake that was X-Men 3. Which wasn't a great movie. And was the ire of my nerd rage for a long time, until I finally let my nerd rage die. And now I can enjoy movies. Fairly unbiasedly.
hell, we watched Zombies before, so.
I know, right? But yeah, I guess like going through the suffering of X3 allowed me to more enjoy things like Transformers and the TMNT movie and stuff like that. But because I raged, oh my god, my wife, I raged at what happened in X3. I was awful. I owned X-Men 1, I owned X-Men 2. If my wife didn't buy X-Men 3 when it was on sale, like for super cheap, I would still not have it. Because I was that set about not buying that movie. Because I hated it. But yeah. The fact that, like I said, they started this movie to kind of correct that storyline, basically. And then I see the trailer, and all the parts of the trailer basically seems like the overall plot of X3. With Xavier blocking a part of Jean Grey's mind that they're calling Phoenix.
Yep. Not the fact that she is one of the most powerful mutants on the planet.
Not the fact that it's the Cosmic Phoenix Force that is the source of all future life in the galaxy and one of the most powerful entities in the Marvel Universe. No.
Not that it needs a host.
It's a fractal mind shard, whatever. It's like, that's what I don't like.
It's Jean Grey's id, is how they, and I don't like that either. I
don't like it. I mean, it's probably going to be portrayed so much better because they are like bringing in the Hellfire Club. The scene that they teased with Magneto, where she's like, "I've come to like ask a question or whatever," and Magneto's like, "You're not here for questions. You're here for permission."
Yeah,
like that looks like it's going to be an amazing scene, but just seeing it as basically, literally a rehash of X-Men 3.
Minus the terribleness.
They could have went so much bigger. They could have brought in the Shi'ar Empire, which maybe they still might. Who knows? But just from the trailer, like I said, it just seems like an X3 rehash. Like, literally, we're sorry for X3, here's this movie.
Oh my god, if they brought the Shi'ar, you could see Charles fall in love with Princess Leandra.
That's what I'm talking about. Because the Shi'ar Empire, I mean, they had some dabblings before that, but it was actually no. I think Shi'ar was actually introduced with Phoenix. Come to think of it,
yeah, because they were the ones who were the keepers. No, the defenders.
Well, they knew of how dangerous Phoenix could be.
Yeah, they were like
if it hosted with a person, they knew its dangers. Which, I mean, they were right. Dark Phoenix, first time it took Jean Grey as a host, fed off of her negative emotions, kind of like a symbiote. But yeah, it's like I'm hoping that the trailer is basically inaccurate and they're casting it in that light, but I'm hoping it's so much more.
Yeah,
is what I'm hoping. But, like I said, if it does boil down to be a rehash X3, yeah, it's going to be better. But I'm going to be ultimately disappointed in that movie if it's just, like I said, if it's just a rehash.
Yeah. I mean, I like Sophie Turner as Jean Grey as well. So I think
she's an amazing job. Yeah, she's doing an amazing job with that.
Yeah.
And it's going to be weird having a Dark Phoenix saga without the romantic involvement between Jean Grey and Cyclops.
Yeah, that's going to be weird. But, I mean, the romantic thing is they could go without it.
They can, but like it's just going to be weird because when I got into comics, and like around that time, I mean, Jean Grey and Cyclops were a thing.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they were just like always a thing in my mind. So having this storyline without that possibly being a part of it is just going to feel a little weird. Because by the time I got into the comics, it was after the whole, Wolverine had basically stopped chasing Jean actively. And, he still loved her, but it's like, I'm going to let you be and be happy, basically. Part type thing. But yeah.
Have you seen Deadpool 2 yet?
Yes, I have. Oh my god, it's amazing.
The soundtrack when Juggernaut is fighting. Holy shit! Holy shit!
the faux Latin chanting that's telling you exactly what's happening in that fight.
and when he goes, spoiler alert, when he goes to the icebox and they put the collar on him, he's like, "I'm just gonna slowly lay here and die of cancer.
Yeah, right?
We're not friends. We're not friends. I have cancer. I'm gonna die."
Yeah, I know, right?
And then the sting at the end.
A great.
Oh my god, he's Jack City.
He is like, oh my god. But amazingly, they perfectly portrayed Domino's mutant power.
Yeah. Well, that's not a power. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not. No, it is.
And they made an amazing sequence just for her. Like I said, perfectly. Like her getting onto the transport truck is like it's a perfect representation of her power because her mutant power isn't just luck; it's luck while she's in motion, basically.
Yeah, as long as she's
active. Yeah, so she's actively trying to do something. Like I remember it described in like a source book or whatever, in the fact that if there's a building collapsing around her and she's just standing still, she's going to get crushed. But as long as she's actively attempting to dodge the rubble, she will make it out unscathed.
Yeah.
And like I said, they perfectly portrayed her mutant power. And I do love the stinger, the faux X-Force that lasted a whole 5 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
Shatterstar, which comes from Mojoverse. You're an alien? Yeah, basically I can do everything you do, but better. Is literally his line, because that's Shatterstar.
Mm-hmm.
And then he dies. Like, embarrassingly.
That scene, oh my god, oh that went poorly. Oh. And then, the I have the time traveling little bit at the end. Go home, Paul. Go home.
The correcting the timeline stinger is the best thing ever.
Go home, teddy bear. Go home.
God. Where you have Ryan Reynolds looking over a script like, you've made it into the big league, and all of a sudden he gets a bullet to the head because he's looking at the Green Lantern script.
You're welcome, Canada.
It's hilarious. The fact that he goes back in time and kills X-Men Origins Wolverine Deadpool is amazing.
Hey, Scratch. This is what he says to Wolverine.
Don't mind me, just correcting the timeline. Look, I know you've hung up the claws and everything, but, when a guy called Wade comes calling, answer. It's like, oh my god. Also, hilariously, that was not a Hugh Jackman cameo. That was all stock footage.
Yeah, they just ILM'd him in.
Yeah, it's like, oh god.
The scene when because he was just still shooting him on the ground while he was talking to him. I was like, God damn, this is funny.
Blam, 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 blam. It's like, Jesus.
He calls him Scratch. That's the best. That's why he was like, hey, Scratchy. I was like, God damn, that's so funny.
Oh, it's yeah. It was more Deadpool than even the first Deadpool movie, because literally they had jokes in it that hilariously ended up. I mean, they even took a jab at Batman vs Superman. It's like, why are you late? Oh, I made this, or I got held up by this Kate Badass, but we both ended up stopping fight when we found out our mothers had the same first name. Nope. It's like,
when he opens the floor and there's a bunch of cocaine and the cure for blindness, and after Juggernaut rips him in half, after Juggernaut rips him in half, and his baby legs.
The Basic Instinct.
And the best part was when he started walking, everybody was like, "He's gonna do it. He's doing it." But what had me laughing the hardest was at the very, very end when Dopinder was like, "I'm gonna kill somebody," and he hits the guy with a car, and Wade's like, "I've heard you coming for like 30 seconds. Try not to laugh."
Oh god, it's great. Like I said, it just sets up so well. I do like the fact that they're not going too deeply into Cable's backstory. So of course they haven't revealed that he's, Scott and Jean's child in the future or whatever. Which they may never actually reveal that. But also the fact that he had a family and
Flame hands?
The fact that his daughter's name was Hope.
Yeah.
Because in future comics he would actually take because in the comics, M-Day happened, all the mutants ended up pretty much losing their power except for a very small, select few. But the first mutant born after what they called M-Day was Hope. And Cable took her under his wing, so she adopted the name Hope Summers. Because, like I said, Cable is a Summers. So the fact that they did that in the movie was a really cool nod, I felt. And also, hilariously, do you know who voiced Juggernaut?
Ryan Reynolds.
I know, right? It's like, what the crap? So he ripped himself in half?
Mm-hmm. Apparently he also did the motion capture for the mouth and face.
Yeah. He did the detailed, work of that.
Yeah.
Which, for the first time, they also did the same thing with Colossus, which I thought was a really good touch, too.
When he was dying, Colossus, say fuck one time.
Just one time.
Just say it. Fuck. Ooh, I'm telling.
Enjoy hell. I was like, wait, what?
When he was like, dying's really hard. wait, it's coming. And then they were like,
wait, no, not yet. Oh, God.
But, yeah, it's, that movie was like, the domino bit was funny as shit, though. That made me giggle so hard. It's not a power. Yes, it is.
Yeah, also the fact that, if you watch the Super Duper cut, it's, oh my god, it's, I think it's an extra 15 minutes of film.
I think I have it. I think I did.
Yeah.
Is it the one when they're in the mansion for the first time, they're talking shit, and he's like, why is it always you guys? And then, in the background, it's the days
the entire, first class, cast, and it's like, wait a minute, they're right there. And the Beast just closed the door. Wait, what?
Yeah. And then he takes Professor X's wheelchair and wheels himself around.
It's like, oh my god. Also, the Stan Lee cameo is the fact that the statue he knocked over was Stan Lee.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's, like I said, it's more Deadpool because they actually went out and pushed the envelope with Deadpool's awareness even more.
Yeah.
Than they had before. So it's even truer Deadpool. The only thing they're missing is basically him shoryuking somebody, because Deadpool is a huge fan of Street Fighter. It's literally the only thing the movie Deadpool is missing.
No chimichangas either.
Well, yeah, that's true. Yeah, okay, 2 things.
It's little things.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, Josh Brolin as Cable killed it. I cannot wait. They have stated that also, at least Ryan Reynolds is not focusing on Deadpool 3. Right now, what he wants to focus on is basically X-Force.
Yes.
Which is the next movie in development. Which, of course, is going to have Cable and Deadpool.
Mm-hmm.
I believe might be confirmed that Josh Brolin is returning as Cable. Yeah, which I mean, they have mentioned that he could be recast. But yeah, there's no like certain determination of what X-Force team they're using. They have narrowed it down to the fact that they're not using like there was one basically like celebrity X-Force team called Ecstatic. They are not using that team. So it might be like closer to like original X-Force. Also, hilariously, like one casting rumor might be the fact that Strife might be in that movie, so Josh Brolin might be playing two roles. Mm-hmm. Because Strife is a clone of Cable, without the virus that's making him a machine. And the fact that in the Super Duper cut, Cable actually mentions the techno-organic virus that's turning him into a machine. Mm-hmm. It's like they have stayed so like close to source material in Deadpool. It is amazing.
It was so hard because my girlfriend isn't a comic book fan.
Yeah.
So having to explain when she was like, "Who's that guy?" And I'm like, "Oh, that's Cable. That's Cyclops and Jean Grey's son from the future who has a techno-organic virus." And she's like, "Cool, what's his power?" And then it shows like him putting the gun together. I'm like, that.
Well, not only that, like the robotics help him do that. So the curses can be a gift. But the fact that he's possibly the most powerful telekinetic mutant sans Phoenix Force Jean Grey, but it's just the fact that all of his telekinetic powers are being focused into stopping the virus from taking over his body.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't get too far into that. I was just like,
that's my poor wife has to listen to all of it.
Well, if I did that, it would be opening the Devil's Gate to having it come the other way, too.
Oh, for sure.
What you watching? Blah! Okay. But they did that was pretty cool when they showed him do that ability. Like him just putting it together, looking at, like, nothing.
Exactly.
That was really cool.
Yeah, it's cool. It's just, they did it, like I said, they did it so well. It is possibly, like, one of the best... Is definitely one of the best superhero movies that have come out because, like I said, they accurately portray so much in that movie, which is weird because it's a Deadpool movie. Mm. The one movie that might be understandable if they didn't do everything accurately. But apparently with Ryan Reynolds in charge, you get accurate comic book movies.
Yep. Also, it's David Harbour is playing Hellboy.
Oh, David, okay. But, yeah, oh my god. So, yeah, the future comic book movies looks freaking amazing because Disney has actually stated that even though they have bought out Fox, because Disney has money for days and can just buy out competitors because, yeah, why not? If they did buy out Fox, but according to Disney chairman, they're actually happy to bring Deadpool into the MCU. It's like, what?
Ryan Reynolds, meanwhile, was like, "I got that Disney money,
right?
Disney money."
But basically, everything that Fox is doing with the movies, basically Disney is basically happy to fold into MCU.
Oh, cool.
I'm still hoping for an X-Men reboot though, because I don't know. It depends on how Dark Phoenix goes and how they actually do the whole merger. Or if they're going to reboot X-Men and then bring them into the MCU, or maybe if some weird Thanos stuff with the Infinity Stones is like going to merge their universes.
Yeah.
Which is possible, because again, Thanos has a completed gauntlet, something could go wrong, and all of a sudden there's mutants everywhere.
He has a reality stone.
Exactly. So, there's all kinds of shenanigans they could do there. But either way, I cannot wait for like future MCU X-Men movies. Like if they don't bring the Shi'ar into this one, it's definitely happening once they get into MCU because again, Kree, Skrull, Shi'ar is definitely going to be there. Better be. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's oh my god, like, and also right now is basically perfect for Marvel because they have the movie rights now to all of their intellectual properties. Like 100%. Since they bought out Fox, it is Marvel and Disney's movie rights to all the Fox stuff. Like Fantastic Four had reverted to Marvel, but even if it didn't, they bought out Fox. So it's definitely theirs now.
Yeah.
It's like Sony still has the movie rights to Spider-Man, but theirs working so closely with Marvel and Disney that it might as well be Marvel movie rights, basically. Oh.
All right, Des, I think that brings this episode to a nice round conclusion. We're right about 2 hours and 2.5 hours. You're welcome, everyone. If you have problems, add us. We'll explain to you why you're wrong about Life the Podcast. Before we sign off, did you listen to Just Some Guardians when they talked about the cartoons?
Yes. Actually, that's one thing. I've now taken like your approach to podcast listening, because occasionally, like when the office people would clear out, I would just listen to music.
Mm-hmm.
I've started listening to extra podcasts. One of which I picked up, Just Some Guardians. Oh my God, they're cartoon choices.
I was angry and excited at the same time because the second he said Pirates of Dark Water, I yelled "Yes, motherfucker" as loud as I could.
Right? That was an amazing cartoon.
Yeah,
short-lived, canceled early, but oh my God.
I sent those guys a message and I was like, "You're missing a few," and they're like, "We'll do more," and I'm like, "Let me know."
I know, right?
They also didn't talk about any anime, and he was like, "That's going to be when we talk to you," and I'm like, "Good idea, Bud." Yeah. If you want to listen to, if you like this show's format, and you want to listen to a couple other guys talk about all kinds of other shit, give Just Some Guardians a listen.
Just Some Guardians, they break it up very well.
Good guys.
Every other week is Destiny, then every other week is Nerd Topic, so it's a similar format, because we just talk about what the crap ever we feel like, but they have it a little more structured than we do, and it's like a really interesting, like setup though, and of course those guys are just amazing. But yeah,
we embrace the random.
Oh, we do.
Yeah. So, Des, why don't you tell everybody where they can find you, buddy?
Well, you can, as always, find me lurking in the Twitterverse at @DS_Raven. Now that I'm kind of feeling like it's not really, but I'm definitely feeling like I have more free time in Destiny right now. Like I don't feel obligated to do everything anymore. So I'm definitely going to be kicking back up on my video projects from previousness and finishing that out, because it's actually halfway done, but then Forsaken dropped, and well, again, I felt obligated to do everything. Mm-hmm. So yeah, like I said, I'll have a little more free time to be able to tinker and toy with that, so keep the eyes on the Death Switch Raven YouTube. If you care about Paladins. If not, that's fine. I appreciate I respect your choices. But, yeah.
And you can find me on Twitter, BusterKnuckles13. That's BusterKnuckle13. You can find this podcast, the RNG Cast, at the RNG Cast on Twitter. The RNGcast at gmail.com is our email address. If you want to send us anything, we'd love to hear from you. You can tell us we're a bunch of fuckheads, or that we're the greatest thing you've ever listened to. Either way, we like to listen. We like to hear from you. We have a Patreon, patreon.com/the RNGcast. We do movie commentary in the style of Mystery Science Theater 3000. So we watch terrible movies and talk shit about it, and then you hear us suffer through.
We'll be coming back, we promise.
With me going on vacation in the next week, I think we actually do have time now. We could definitely cement some down. I don't think Double G will be able to partake, but we'll let him.
Because Double G will also be absent next week for, like I said, prior golfing kickassery.
Yeah. So we'll let that, that'll be his thing. We'll let him bring that up. And with that being said, this is episode 123 of the RNG Cast. 124 of the RNG Cast. We're out.
Later, man.
See you all next week.
Float on.